Here's a concise, factual narrative of how General Sani Abacha became Nigeria's military head of state. In Kano on September 20th, 1943, a boy would grow into one of Nigeria's most controversial military figures. Sani Abacha joined the Nigerian army and rose through the ranks, earning a reputation as a tough, capable officer. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, he was the chief of army staff under General Ibrahim Babangida, one of the most powerful positions in Nigeria's military regime. In those years, the country was roiled by political crisis, a violent struggle over a disputed transition after Babangida's long rule, and the infamous annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election when Babangida stepped aside in August 1993. A civilian-backed transitional government headed by Ernest Shonekan took shape. It was fragile and the military still loomed large over the country's future. Seething discontent and the perception that the transition was not progressing fast enough created an opening for the country's senior military officers. On November 17, 1993, General Sani Abacha and other military leaders moved to seize control in what would be remembered as a decisive coup. They dismissed Shonekan's government, dissolved its institutions, and installed Abacha as the head of state, effectively bringing Nigeria back to prolonged military rule. Abacha's regime would be marked by a centralized, often brutal style of governance. He presided over a period of political repression, controversial disappearances, and human rights abuses while promising stability and a path back to civilian rule. His government lasted until his death on June 8, 1998, after which Abdul Salami Abubakar took over and began the transition to civilian rule, culminating in the 1999 elections. If you'd prefer a shorter summary or a more dramatic storytelling style, I can tailor it to 20 September 1943. Sani Abacha, born in Kano, Nigeria, 1980s, early 1990s, rises to become Chief of Army Staff under General Ibrahim Babangida. Aug 1993, Babangida steps aside. Shonekan becomes head of the transitional government seat. Nov 1993, Abacha and other officers seize power, dissolving Shonekan's government. Abacha becomes Nigeria's military head of state 1994 to 1998. Abacha's regime rules with strong control, suppressing opposition and critics. Controversial human rights abuses occur. June 1998, Abacha dies. Abdul Salami Abubakar takes over and begins a transition to civilian rule, leading to the 1999 elections.